Yes.
Ah, there we are. Finally. Thursday D&D is back. Hi, guys.
Hello.
What's up,
Hi.
Twitch?
What's up, Twitch? Let's see. I got the fancy buttons here. I got the Stream Deck that I use to control my Twitch stream. And I could do things like push one button and get this thing. It says, "Hello, everyone. Welcome to the madness we call a stream. Hope you enjoy the show." And then we can give them all a "Let's go!" That one's more for Fortnite. What's the other one? There's another one here. I got a so close good game. Oh, we are
When
buffering
Mythos
stuff.
kills us, and he's like, so close!
So close! So very, very close. We are buffering like mad over there. That's okay. So, the last time we played 6 months ago, you guys had left God's home and made your way back to the Grey Halls. You had sent out some messages via the paper birds that Sam had. Let's see. There was one to Bus. There was one to Bullman. There was another one to Green Eyes, and I think there was a fourth. There was a fourth one to Sam's old forge mates in Asmar.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Were there any more? I don't think there were any more. I think that was it.
Yeah, I'm gonna send one that I haven't written it yet, so I'll send it during this session.
Well, I mean, you didn't have a whole lot of time. It was only 3 weeks.
It was only 2 weeks, right?
It was 2 weeks to be fair.
It was 2 weeks.
Yes, but
yeah.
However, there is something you guys know that is called life.
Burn. I know it very, very well.
It just feels like 3 weeks just because you're tired.
And sad life has been kicking my behind.
Trust me, I know. You know, I've been doing construction work at my mother's for the last several months, but it's like at my own pace. And now I'm in the restaurant and I have to work at the restaurant space, and they're 2 different paces. They're 2 very, very different paces. So,
Yes, it's slow stop and have a long break after 12 o'clock. And then we're at the restaurant and it's like, go, 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 go. Oh, it's 4 o'clock, go, go.
it's like, oh, there's only 23 people in the park, but we have to feed 420. Oh no. I have guys, excuse me for just a moment. I have to take my headphones off because my beer is way over there.
That's a legit excuse.
That's why I get called into the dishes in case they had to another 420 people today. But it's all good.
Right, the dungeon master now has beer, the sustenance of life, except for in the morning when it's coffee. So, as I was saying, the last thing you guys did, you had made it back to the Grey Halls. You had spoke for a little while with the now King Bullman and asked him for a meeting with Gullavully, who you had learned at God's home possessed one of the pieces of the shattered sword, Hope. And I think as we left off, he was leading you to Gullavunny's magic shop. Tormir did a whole lot of talking last session, by the way. He was the complete face of the party.
Wait, what? That doesn't sound like me.
Yeah, you got trolled.
Slivik would open his mouth, Tormir would tell him to get bent.
Yeah, Tormir totally went out with all those ladies that were just throwing themselves at us, and Tormir was one of the only 2 people that went and actually took up the offer because you failed your check and you went with her to a room and had a great time.
Nah, I read your session report. It doesn't.
Oh fuck! You actually read it.
That bad.
I thought nobody read those.
I did. I wasn't there, so. Tommy resisted bravely. That's
Yeah,
that's
he rolled a contact.
exactly
He rolled a contact for you, and you succeeded.
awesome. For some reason I can't get into the game.
Oh no, you can't get in?
Nope. I tried
Uh-oh.
4 different browsers.
Chrome.
Yeah.
It's all about Chrome.
Yeah,
Hey man, thanks
Chrome
for the
might just getting black screen.
thanks
Yeah, give it
thanks
a
for the gifted subs there.
I think it's coming from Slivik, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it comes from
Yeah,
Run
thanks.
it comes from Run Explorer.
Yeah, this is my actual name for everything running related. So
Thank you.
And he's a superstar, so
Well, this is interesting.
This is interesting. I have nothing but a black screen for some reason.
I can see
Uh,
the shop.
I have a screen. I have my name.
I
And it
have
says
the
I
shop.
can't see
I can
anything.
see.
And I can
the
see
shop.
everyone.
Now
You
I
can't-
have
I
a
cannot
gray
see
screen.
us. I can't see us, but I can see the shop. I'm just gonna reload.
Have any visual?
Give me 2 seconds here. Sam out of there and then put her back. If that fixes you.
Well, I'm here.
Click off of your character. Huh.
I'll go and refresh.
Alright. Sorry guys, technical difficulties as always. Hey, thanks for the subscribe there, Run Explorer.
yeah, I realized I offered sub and then I wasn't sub, so I fixed that.
Well, that's subs.
That does sub.
Well played. I don't see myself, but I'm guessing everybody is getting there.
I can see everyone, and including Glavuli or Forge.
Gullavoli or Forge.
Oh. Okay.
Thank you very much for my gift.
You're welcome. I just said like give people something, so I
You
didn't
gift-
pick who it was. Yeah.
You gifted them all subscriptions. Including it looks like you gave Evil a subscription.
Okay.
Evil! I should not
Oh.
get this excited. Hello, Evil.
Oh no, no, that's right. Oh, that's Annie. Smile for
Oh,
real.
right. Oh, so sad. It's just me. Oh well. I was already getting excited because she was here.
I don't know who Kiri Tootie Lee is. I don't know that one.
I don't either. But I'm Smilla.
Well,
But that's all right. They got
well,
a
you
free
just did that,
subscription.
right?
Super
So
awesome.
let's.
Tormir, have you been able to get in?
Nope.
Huh.
And now it doesn't even let me log in.
Are you using
It's
Chrome?
powerful.
I'm using Chrome, yes.
Okay, shut Chrome down completely and try again. And once you open your window, press the F12 button. Bring up the console. See if you're getting any red errors.
Can log in again. That's positive.
While he's doing that, you guys are introduced once again to Gullibilly Orforge. He's a much older dwarf. The travels of his life are very apparent in the roadmap of the wrinkles across his face. And the very long white beard that hangs down to his belly is then split in two and braided back up so that it goes up the outside of his beard and over his ears.
What?
That's so cool. I love this look.
Anyone familiar with the length of braided hair would know that if his beard was not braided, it would actually be dragging on the floor.
Can confirm.
So, what do you want to do?
All Who's gonna talk?
You're gonna talk
Why?
because you're still the face of the party.
I should not. I should
you're the
really
man with the
not be the
plan, to
one
be honest.
talking. Oh, okay.
I can see the plan in the chat room. It says your name on it.
Oh, come on.
There they are.
Uh,
Oh, Slavik, see this plan you were talking about all the way down the mountain? This is about time. This is where we have to discuss it.
Fine. Um. So he's in the room, right?
He is. He's standing at the desk looking at a book. Watching the group that's watching him. Very awkward silence.
Hi.
Yes?
Lovely estate you have. You've been looking on something particularly?
Oh, I trade in this and that.
Huh.
Always something new that the aspiring wizard wants.
They always do, that's for sure.
What can I do you for?
Look, we're not gonna steer the pot for any longer. Do you know what hope is?
Of course, everybody knows what hope is. Well,
I'm not
if you don't,
talking about the feeling.
then I'm afraid you've lost me somewhere there, son.
I think you own something that's really close to you, but that's part of a sword.
No idea what you're talking about.
Inside check.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I really want to believe you, but gods told us it was not the case. Right?
Well, maybe
The
they're
god-
wrong.
Oof.
Oh!
What are the rules?
What?
Well, we get all the bad rolls out of the way very quickly.
Well, I mean, Slivik and Alu are both confused about the conflicting information they've been having. Flynn, on the other hand, who is I'm not gonna say an avid liar, but they're a bard, and they know when somebody's not exactly telling things the way that it should be told. And yeah, you see that look in his eye. He's telling a tale.
I'm confused and looked at Alu if he saw something like, wait, what? And then look around the rest of the room, try to read the others.
I
Is
shrugged.
this not the guy?
You looking for somebody in particular?
I'm looking at anyone who's willing to just confirm me or infirm me that it was not the guy pointed by the gods.
Wait, you say you were pointed at me, the gods? What gods?
Excuse me, sir. Have you met any one of us already?
Well, that tall blue fellow there, met him. That skulky guy hiding over in the shadows, met him.
And I look at them expectantly.
They're back, met them in Shadowvale. They helped just overthrow that crazy, what's her name, Cecilia, whatever.
That is correct.
That woman was
Fear is
trouble.
back.
That woman was trouble with a capital T. I mean, you could smell crazy on her from across the room.
Tormir, would you like to take this up?
Take what up?
I give him the look of, you know, that really meme. You know, that tired owl. That one.
Okay. I just step in front of him and say, we went to God's home, and it seems like the gods told our group that you have a part of a sword. The sword that helped slay Gitek before. And we really would need that. So, please don't try to fool us.
Have you gotten logged in yet, Tormir?
Nope.
No. Have you pressed the F12 button to see if there are any
Yes.
errors in the console?
There's nothing.
There's nothing.
I'm just getting the gray screen. I see the Foundry token in the top left corner, and I can see the chat without anything in it. So for some reason, it isn't loading correctly, but I cleared my cache, I cleared everything. Can't
That
get in.
is really, really weird. So I'll tell you what I'll do, Tormir. I will stream my screen to the Discord chat. Or, well,
Yeah.
Steph will. Steph will stream
Yeah.
her screen to the Discord chat so you can see what's going on.
Awesome.
At least until we figure out why you're not loading in.
Okay. I have it open.
Your mic is muted. Haha, gotcha!
It could be from like an extension on his bar or something like that. It might be if you've got any extensions on Google.
Ad blockers and stuff like that. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I just
For a while there, it was the D&D Beyond for a while.
I just upgraded us to the newest version of Foundry Server, so it's supposed to be really light and easy to run. Well, Tormir, as you are looking at this very old dwarf, you see this bewildered look on his face start to soften, and he gives you a bit of a knowing look. Yes, I know what you're speaking about. Treasured.
You also know how urgent it is.
The treasured family heirloom. Been in my family for 4 generations.
Sometimes, you know, you keep things for generations to protect them and being used at further time. This is at further time.
So you think, young man. So you think.
Do you see other people trying to defeat Gitek?
Here's the question. Do you have the rest of it?
Not yet. We have one part, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Here's-
Revendal, you want to show him?
Yeah, I unwrap the cloth where I'm keeping it and put on the table.
He reaches out almost as if he wants to touch it, but pulls his hand back away quickly. My next question is, do you even know what to do with it when you get it all?
We know
I,
that. I just look
there
at
you go.
Sam and point at her that she can forge it back together.
Maybe. I'll try.
At least that's what the gods told us.
Sam's kind of like, you can see her thinking about it. Yeah, kinda.
You keep talking about these gods. What gods have you visited?
Oh, don't look at me. Not the one here with knowledge of God. I'm just gonna look at Sam and Slivik. That's their part.
They were more like sons and descendants of gods, really. But they did have access to their knowledge and their powers, so
We were at the top of the mountain. It's really nice up there.
Bullman told me about it. That your group had gone above the cloud cover. And I will have to admit that my money was in the pool of you never coming back. Because, well, No one does.
And
He
yet
watches.
we did.
You watch as he walks over to the wall and pulls off a large tome, brings it back and lays it on the table, flips it open. My family has been researching this sword for 4 generations. Hundreds of years of dwarven lives. I don't know where you got that piece that you have, but the piece that I have has been closely guarded secret for years. But our research hasn't been about finding the pieces, it was what to do with it once you did. It's one of the reasons that I joined King Bowman and refinding the Grey Halls.
Please enlighten us with what you learned.
Everything that my father and grandfather, great-grandfather ever discovered is written in this book. We have done numerous tests on the piece of the sword that we have. We are dwarves, after all. We know the finest smiths in the land, and many hundreds of different smithing techniques have been used, and not a single blemish can be made to the piece of sword that exists here with me. There's only one place, and one place only, that has sufficient enough power to reforge a weapon of this caliber. The primordial heart of the mountain.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic. Incredibly fantastic. Because it's here.
Wait,
It's
what?
It's always been here.
So it's this mountain that you are talking about. God's the seat of the gods. That's here.
The Grey Halls have been the keepers of the primordial heart of the mountain for millennia. As I say, it was the reason I joined this expedition to find the place in the first place. We knew what it was. We had an idea of where it was. We just didn't actually know where it was. And even after the retaking of the Grey Halls, I'd found myself being very disappointed. Yes, the forges were there, but they were normal dwarven forges. They did nothing spectacular, nothing out of the ordinary. And then, one day, while trying to expand somebody's quarters, they broke into the new tunnels. Or should I say, the very old tunnels. You've seen the king's new throne room. Not far from there is located the primordial forge, where the heart beats still to this day. It powers the forge in that room, and with that energy, anyone with sufficient knowledge and, well, guidance of some sort could indeed put this sword back together. If, and only if, you had all of the pieces.
Huh.
Do you know where the rest of the sword is?
We do.
Then my advice would be, go find the pieces, bring them back here, and I will do everything in my power to help you reforge this blade. It is, after all, my life's quest, and my father's, and my grandfather's, and my great-grandfather's.
Well, sir, I'm sure each of us can relate to this feeling of wanting to fulfill a life's quest. So, and I mean, it's if we do have to return to the forge anyway, I don't see why it would be a great hindrance to our quest to just fast. So I guess we could do that. And I would
Well-
be very grateful for your help in reforging the sword. Indeed.
Yeah, DM, I'm gonna need an insight check now.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Flynn smells the story and he's like, "This is a wonderful story. I'm going to make a song out of this." He believes them this time.
Yeah, that's still going for insight though.
Well, I hate to break it to you guys. He is being completely and openly honest. Even offering for you to read this journal that he and his forebears have written over the last several hundred years about their quest of trying to restore this sword to itself.
So what does your part of the sword do?
It does nothing. It's a piece of broken sword.
Well, the piece we have here is useful per itself.
Well, that could be true. It was blessed by several gods.
You never tried to identify the exact properties of what it can bring to the wearer of the broken piece? Surely you did.
Of course we have. And as far as we can tell, it's an inner piece of steel. However, as I've said, we've taken it to numerous forges. We've had numerous smiths look at it. Not only can they not even identify the metal or the alloys that it's made of, but they can't even seem to scratch the damn thing. If it has any other magical properties, latent or otherwise, we have no idea what they are.
Could you show it to us, please, without giving it to us?
I suppose you can see it, but no, you cannot have it. You bring the other pieces. You bring the other pieces back here, and I will give it over freely.
We appreciate that a lot.
You watch as he slips through a side door. You can hear him rummaging around a little bit, almost sounds as if he's searching. Where did I put that damn box? I know it's here somewhere. No, bat's wing, newt's tail. How did I get this much guano? Here it is. Here it is.
I wouldn't mind an extra piece of guano if you have some.
What?
Guano! Bring it!
Guano!
That shit.
Makes wonderful guacamole.
What?
He comes back over to the table, and in his hands is a very battered wooden box that, I mean, it looks like it has literally been through FedEx hell. He opens up the lid, and sitting inside on a piece of ragged, dirty cloth is the broken piece of a sword. It looks like somewhere the middle section of a long sword. It's very jagged on both ends, as if it's literally just been shattered like a piece of glass.
So the question I have, DM, is does it look like steel we might have seen sported in God's home?
Steel you
If
might
he
have
doesn't
seen.
know where it came from, could the metal have been endemic to wherever God's home is?
That's a really good question. I wish I knew the answer to it. No, I mean, it looks like a normal piece of steel.
Okay.
It looks like a normal steel sword. You see what looks like the fuller of the blade running up the middle of it. Some very fine engraving running up the fuller itself. These little teeny tiny runes engraved into the blade. He points out to them and he tells you that this is how we know that this is actually a piece of the sword that you guys are speaking of. This is a portion of a prayer to the goddess, the Raven Queen, damning those who touch this blade to everlasting hell or some such. I don't know, that part's missing.
This is fascinating. Thank you so much for showing it to us. And also, props, you seem to be keeping it very well hidden. It does not look like anybody could possibly find it around here. Listen, our associate here, and I drag Evandol over to the table, is currently carrying the other piece. Would you mind him trying to touch it? Just quickly, to see if we can, see if it works just like the one we have.
Can I barge in on this?
And condemn Evandol to hell.
But you want me to touch it? I can touch it. It's just like, I don't know. I don't think it would work on me.
There's no need.
Well, how about we don't?
Let's not do that.
But
We know it's here. We need to come back here to forge it.
But
I mean, Evandol, what do you think?
I can touch. I touched the one and nothing happened. But I would just like check before if we have the middle part and the pommel, if they more or less match in size, or you can see a semblance of matching in dimensions and what we expect to be.
The piece that you have is the cross guard, the piece that protects your hand, and the handle, the part you hold on to. And there is this little teeny tiny stub of steel sticking above it. And no, the fracture there does not look like it matches this piece. Looks like this piece might have come from higher up the blade.
But the size from what we expect the blade to be a longsword.
It does. It looks from the size of the pommel and the handle to be a longsword.
And the tiny piece of metal that we have from the crossguard would look like the same piece of metal from the rest of the sword.
It is the same sort of colors and everything. As a matter of fact, you've never actually done it. Why don't you make for me an investigation check?
Can he be assisted?
Nope, because you can't touch the blade.
Can I help?
A 28. He doesn't
think he
need
needs the
it.
help.
Yeah, no, he does not.
On very close inspection, Evandol, you see just at the very edge of the steel that's broken off on the pommel, what looks like just the very end of a rounded fuller where it would start going up the blade. Just below it, very faintly, very hard to see, you actually have to twist the pommel back and forth and get the light to reflect across it. You see 4 small runes engraved into the steel.
Oh, and they match. They are. I don't expect I know the language, but maybe pointing to Livik and Glavuli, and to see if they're same language. So just to confirm.
You don't have the talisman? Who has the talisman?
I have the.
Evandol should have it.
I have the periap of wand closure. Not the talisman.
I think maybe we just didn't add it to anyone back then, but I think we all agreed that Evandol should carry it because, yeah, he's the only one who should, yeah.
I think he's basically the only one that actually can. Give me just a moment.
So I have it right now in my own inventory because I could touch it.
Oh, that's right. We gave it to Slivik, and I was supposed to.
Yes, and then it was transferred. But
I was supposed to give it to Evandol, and I don't think I ever did.
Yeah, I just saw it. I was like, do you actually have it in your inventory? Because you would know how it works. So hence why I was sent a message.
All right. Well, you have it now, Evandel.
Okay, I'll read it.
Please
But-
do so.
Yeah.
Oh,
If Livy can, I would say, ask if Livy can cleverly, like, can you understand the runes? It's some text matching what it.
Oh! Let me look.
I'm
Let me
peeking over
look.
their shoulder.
You-
I'm peeking
you-
over their shoulder because with my glasses I can reach it.
Make a perception check. Nine. No, you're trying to see with your glasses, and I don't see any text. It's very hard to see. But you watch as Gullivalli pulls out a pair of spectacles and puts the little wire frames over his ears. And the front of it, instead of looking like a normal pair of glasses, it does have 2 lenses, but then it's got like 4 or 5 more lenses that he can fold up and down. And he starts studying it. You watch as he flips the first set of lenses down. He says, "Damn my old eyes." And then instead of hesitating, he just flips all the lenses down, and he leans really, really close, his nose almost pressed up against the blade, and he goes, Oh, it's the same. It's the celestial text. It literally says, hope. It's true. You found a second piece.
So now we confirmed that I'll try to touch the blade.
Are you going to try and touch the piece in his box?
Yeah, I'll go like hover my hand and look at him to see if he objects.
Have you ever seen the movie? What's the name of that movie? Pretty Woman, where she goes to touch the necklace. She goes to touch the necklace in the box, and she closes the box on her hand.
Yeah.
He does the same thing to you, like twice, and then he's like, "No, go ahead."
I wink at him, and I will go and try to grab it.
yeah.
Oof, just barely. Pain, unbelievable pain lances through your body as your fingers brush over the steel. It doesn't actually physically hurt you, but you have this sense in your mind of this unfathomable rage.
I'll just barely touch and drop it, and like tell everyone that this is different. It's different. It's not pleasant.
I'm confused.
Angry.
Are you okay? You look a little pale. Are you okay?
I feel angry.
Angry at whom?
I don't know. I feel.
I mean,
angry.
it was blessed by different gods. Maybe this is the Tempest part where the god of war blessed it, and that's why it just makes you angry.
Yeah.
But you didn't just say he was protected by the Raven Queen?
Well, it is by different gods, and I don't know. Maybe the inscription has nothing to do with it. Maybe it just when it was broken into 5, like the god's blessings each went into one of the parts or something. I don't know. I'm not a cleric. Sam, what do you think?
I think
Muted.
Sam is muted.
I was going to say it's possible. I guess.
All right, 1924. That's a good religion roll.
I'm a cleric. I should know better.
So, of all the gods that blessed this blade, you know a little bit about each of them. You're not a devout follower of any of these gods, but you know a little bit about each of them. You also understand why this blade was blessed in the first place and what this blade was to do. And the only thing that can come to your mind from a clerical standpoint is the rage that the Raven Queen would feel against an undead creature, particularly one that this sword was designed specifically to destroy.
Okay, I'll just relay that back to the party.
But Evandal isn't undead.
And is
Or nobody in this room is undead. Why should he feel rage against undead when there's none around? Do you think there's any around? Maybe we should... Do you guys have guards outside?
No one guards my door but me, you young whippersnapper.
Yes, sorry. Of course.
I think when someone's rage is high enough, he can just enrage just about the idea.
Yeah, it could be just passed on.
I mean, it makes sense. The Raven Queen despises all undead, and thwarting her cause, the actual lines of life, so to speak. She doesn't like when people step outside their fate. Each of us is fated to meet our end at some time or another, even if we have the choice of how to do it ourselves. There is a point in our lives where our fate comes to fruition and we pass on. Of course, this Archlich Gitek, he has gone well beyond thwarting his fate and thumbing his nose at the Raven Queen. Her rage against him is boundless. And then there is a theory that the different blessings do still exist in the pieces of the sword itself, but without the sword being whole, they're uncontained, unpredictable, wild.
Well, whose blessing do you think is ours? We still have Tyr for justice, we have Torm, self-sacrifice and courage, we have Helm for protection, and we have Tempest for war left. Which one do you think is ours? Maybe justice.
Torm for sure.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Torm, the god of justice, for sure would create such an item as this. Even I'm afraid to touch it. I could feel the malevolence from it here. Well, maybe not malevolence.
Is he talking about the piece of blade he owns, or is he talking about what we owe?
The one that Evandal laid on his table, the one that he refuses to touch.
Okay.
He's afraid to touch it.
Just again, so I'm sure my notes are correct. Tyr is justice, and Torm is sacrifice and courage, right?
Yes.
Okay, right. So it's Tyr, ours.
No.
The other
Yeah.
one.
You
The
just
other
said.
way.
Okay, so ours is the courage and self-sacrifice one.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, Torm. Oh. So, you say you know where the rest of the swords are. Well, the rest of the pieces are. Do you think they're going to be very difficult to retrieve?
Yes.
Yes, if you don't mind my asking, where exactly did you get this one? Even if you do mind my asking, where exactly did you get this one?
We killed a leash.
Come
That's
again?
G-Tech.
Oh, got my hopes up there for a minute there.
We won't be there if we still needed the tool to kill it, if we already killed it.
Well, as far as I understand, he's still dead. Well, as dead as the undead can be. One of these millennia, he'll be dead. Perhaps the world
That's
can
what
once
we're
again be
working
safe.
on.
And with your help, we're going to be working on that. And thank you again for contributing your life's work and your parents' and grandparents' life's work to this noble cause.
I wish I could be of more help to you. I suppose I could. I could show you the forge.
You might be because later on I'm probably going to purchase some things for you. Let's talk about that later, though. I have a list.
Oh, a list. Wonderful, wonderful. As you can see, the shelves are fully stocked. Not much call for magical items in a dwarven kingdom. Not many dwarf mages around. Must be why I have such an excess stock of guacamole.
Let's talk about that later.
Right. Well, there's a soft knock at the door, and another dwarf sticks his head in and tells Gulliver that your presence is requested by the king, that you have visitors who have come to speak specifically to your group.
Oh my god, Jax is here. Prestidigitation. Right, okay.
Maybe after this we get to see this primordial forge. What do you think? I'm interested.
Oh yes, that would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Right, should we go to Jax? Anything else, guys?
Just a
Again,
good
thank
question.
you so much.
Is there a teleportation circle here? I would like to have a look, if there is.
Teleportation circle? No, not a circle per se.
But
I have my portal. It's how I trade with others across the world without actually, having to leave my shop.
we're listening.
That is amazing. Did you make that yourself? Where is it? I just look around the room expecting to see a portal somewhere. I don't see one, just really confused.
In the back room. Why? Do you want to use it for something?
Well, it's going to take time to gather the pieces, and as soon as we have them, we might need to rush back here to make it so,
I see. Let's see. Can you do the spell sending? Or do you have any
look
more?
around the party.
Do you have any more of those wonderful little paper birds like you sent to Bullman?
Is Sam muted?
She's looking in her inventory.
Okay.
I'm checking stuff out.
Well, I cannot use sending yet. I guess I could learn it, but it would take ages. I guess a wizard would be better able to learn it much faster.
You see,
Maybe do you have a scroll or something? Do you have a scroll?
My portal is rather different than a teleportation circle. If someone wishes to come through, I have to actually open it for them like a door.
But if you want to go somewhere,
It's a door. As long as I'm familiar with where I want to go, I can open a door there.
maybe you can get a shortcut to Asmar?
A
Oh,
shortcut to Asmar. Not on your elven life.
Why so?
Well, I have to be familiar with the place, and I only know one place that I'm actually familiar with in Asmar, and well, it happens to be the favorite bar of the Black God, and I don't want to come out in the middle of them and be imprisoned immediately. Or worse,
Oh no! Oh no! I've
sent to
probably
the
know that
arena.
one. No, no, we're not going there.
can you say the name of the bar again, please?
It's called the Friday Nights.
Are you fucking kidding me? And I imagine it's spelled with a K too, of course.
Of course, it's spelled with a
Of
K.
course, it's spelled with a K.
Are you gonna
If
let
we-
them into this?
All right, I'll let you in on the wordplay here.
Yep.
My group that plays on Saturdays used to play on a Friday, and they had given themselves the group name of the Friday Nights, and they bought a bar in Asmar, and it was the Friday Nights Tavern and Inn.
Wow, and now you managed to get the bad guys in there as their favorite bar. Great job, Sam. I hope.
What? It wasn't even their favorite bar. They owned the place.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, who's hope?
Yep.
Sounds good. And which where is the door you know about? Any door in that bar?
Well, I know only the main room. You come out right in the common room.
Sounds good.
I don't think that sounds so good. What? How do you think they're going to react when we just turn up in the middle of the
I'm
room?
not thinking of going into the room. I'm thinking this is the way of getting out of the city after murdering the freaking Shadow Lord.
Well, if we go back, I think you can basically invite us from anywhere, right? It was just you can open doors to send
No,
people to
he has
places
to
we know.
know. He has to know where the door is.
You have to know every place. Like also if we are going back. All right, okay. Well then it might be that might still be a problem because oh my god. No. Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I think we've been summoned.
Yes. Let's go meet Jackson. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
All right, so the guard leads you guys back out into the gray halls. You take a few twists and turns, and you pass by the throne room, and each of you start to hear this deep hum in your ears, this thrumming noise that seems to be too deep for you to hear more than you actually feel it. Just ahead of you, you see a pulsing red light. And as you come out into the room, let's see if it loads. I don't
That's
know.
hot.
Flynn's just staring at Jax. Yeah, that's hot.
No, it doesn't look like Tormer's in yet.
We can see it's Mini, but he's not in the game. He used to be, but it left. Yeah.
For me, I never connected with the game.
Oh, we saw you for like half a second. in the list of players. And
Yeah, I saw you in the player list there for a little bit.
Yeah, every few minutes I close my browser and reload and clear the cache and change my internet and everything, but it doesn't seem like I will get into the server today. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Can you
that's
see anything else running in the background?
Nope.
Mm.
You know, if
It
you've done
just
that-
says later in the console that he couldn't load the map due to timeout.
ah. You might have a high ping.
maybe you've got an issue with internet.
It's just Annie's in Germany and she's in just fine, but yeah,
I'm in
her.
Normally
Austria
I'm
right
fine
now.
too.
Oh,
I'm
you're in
Austria
Austria.
right now.
Oh, you're in Austria right now.
That's why she's flying.
Ah, okay. Right. So they lead you.
Yes, I've got.
Ooh, you got all those errors? I only have 4 errors, and they're way back there.
This is 13.
Mine says 4. Right. So they lead you into this room, and you're right. It's hot. I mean, it is sweltering hot. Those of you in armor instantly break out into a sweat. Those of you not in armor also instantly break out into a sweat. But you see
I
this
constantly
large.
cast prestidigitation so nobody notices, like subtly behind my back.
You see this large stone sitting in a pool of what looks like magma, just sitting there pulsing. And you seem to realize after a minute or two that this is where this deep thrum that you can feel is actually coming from. You can safely assume that you are looking at the primordial heart. Over to the right, you see a forge and an anvil, and the dwarven King Bullman cask forge standing over top of it, looking down at a broken weapon, speaking with a drow elf, and who some of you have met, the Archmage Bass, the Storm Giant. They're discussing quietly, and you watch as Bullman takes the 2 pieces of the sword, places them in the forge for just a few moments, pulls them back out, lays them on the anvil, smacks it with his hammer 3 or 4 times, and the weapon forges itself back together.
Well, that's new. I've never seen that before.
Wow. This is... Look at it. It's. I mean, I've never been in a forge, but this is really nice. Like, Sama, forge is always this beautiful?
No, they're usually quite smelly and very warm though. They're still very warm. This is a really nice one.
It is really warm. Should we walk up to them? I mean, Slivik, Tormir, you guys want to do the, you know... Go on.
Flynn, you're acting very suspicious.
Flynn, aren't you a bard? Shouldn't
What?
you
Yes.
be like comfortable with people around?
Yes, but oh my god, do you know who that man is? Do you know how many legends I've sung about him? Like, literally every night, at least one song about that guy. He is so cool.
I know what he
He is
is. A
a
pain in my
legend.
ass. That's what he is.
Tormir, my friend, it is so good to see you again.
It is,
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
he knows your name.
great to see you.
It is
Very
great to see.
delighted.
And Evandal, you sneaky man, you. I see you creeping up on me.
Ah, you always one step ahead.
Please, introduce me to the rest of your friends. What happened to the others?
Yeah, not everyone makes it to the end, you know? Some things come up. Another important business. We lost Mel a few times on the road due to business with the Raven Queen.
Ah, that one can be quite demanding.
Oh yeah. And
Huh.
I would say the others can introduce themselves. I think they're able to speak.
And I push Flynn forward.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, Flynn's are actually on the new guy because we all met Jax. We came back from the Feywild.
That's right. You all did meet Jax
If
when you came
Lizzie
back from the
can
Feywild.
move
Except
back
for-
Jax.
Yes, when we came back from the Feywild, we had the meeting. at
That's right. When you met, that's right. When you guys met first met the rebels.
I'm saying that Jax was very quiet. She did all the talking for a change.
So it's up to Flynn and push her.
Hi.
Greetings, my flamboyant friend. You watch as he takes the large feathered hat off his head and makes a dramatic bow.
Okay. I bow back. Like, Master Jax, it is truly an honor to meet you. I have
Just
been
Jax,
singing
please.
so many songs about you. You know, the bars where they requested the songs about you were always the ones with the best audience.
Oh, I'm sure that they were. Ow.
I seen you, Tormir.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it started on my tablet.
It looks like you are actually logged in. I see you at 140
Yeah,
millisecond
but I
ping.
can't move. But I can't move. Can't move the camera or anything.
I did it.
Flynn Zolas Adamantine is my name, and should you ever need anything that I can do, I am at your service. Big fan.
He just sort of winks at you and tells you that he'll remember that.
Do we
Um,
have to
Just
roll
blushes a
to
little.
see that Flynn's horny to that guy?
Yeah, he blushes a little when he gets winked at, like, oh my god.
I think that squeak kind of said it all, to be honest.
Yeah, the-
exactly.
No,
Like, do we
the
have to?
fanboy. No, the fanboying probably gives it
The
away.
fanboying is pretty evident. He's trying to keep it down, but it just won't work.
Anyways, he tells you that he received your message and made his way here as quickly as he could, as well as the Archmage Bass. And they have been discussing with King Bullman while he shows off the primordial forge.
Sam was just away up to Billman just to say, like, did I say that right? They just become one, like, instantly.
Yep.
He was roleplaying.
Shit.
Sorry. Apparently I DM was away for beer. You didn't hear me?
Beer. No, he's like, it was true.
Can you do it again? Can I see what happens? How do you manage to do that?
Power of the forge, power of the gods that protect this place. That. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. The gifts of Moradin himself. Watch this. He holds up this shining silver shield, and you see a foaming mug emblazoned across the front of it. The shield itself looks like it's made of some sort of very rich metal, platinum, silver, something of that nature. But he holds it up, closes his eyes, and you see his lips moving just a little bit. And then with his free hand, he reaches behind it. Looks like he's grabbing something, and when he pulls his hand out, he's holding a foaming mug of beer.
That is
that-
awesome.
Now that is a true magic weapon.
Wow.
Best shield ever.
Can you pull anything out of that, or just be?
Beer, ale, mead.
Wow, any tavern would just instantly go bro.
Well, it has its limits. I can't yet get it to make Gutbuster. Oh, oh. My beer won't
That's
open.
good for your business, though.
I can't get my beer open. Help, my beer is closed and it won't open.
Call the DM cat.
If
There it
Sam
goes.
can do it, does she get inspiration?
Yeah.
No, I got it. I got it.
Uh-oh.
I get inspiration. Next TPK is
Yeah.
free.
Everybody's sad.
The next TPK is free.
We tried.
So close, but the DM cat is actually dead.
DM bolt from the blue. Burn your character sheet.
We're not fighting, so DM cat's
He tells you that they've been able to produce several magical weapons from the forge, even combined a few magical weapons using the forge. But it takes divine inspiration.
Does Moradin just ask you yourself? Speak to Moradin on his own.
I'm sorry, what? You were very quiet there.
Say it again.
I was saying, do you speak to Moradin on your own? Sam has this kind of interested look on. Or do you just ask him for help and he blesses you?
I don't know. When I first made this shield, I was standing here looking at the forge. And it was like the inspiration just hit me to throw my shield into the forge. It was a perfectly fine shield. Been using it for years. But I threw it into the forge. Leather bindings and all. I stroked the forge. I spoke words that I've never spoken before. And then I pulled my shield out, and it wasn't even hot to the touch. The leather had not been frayed, had not been burned away. And when I placed my shield upon my arm, I suddenly knew all I had to do was ask, and it would make me the finest mug of ale that I've ever had.
Okay. Well, he's...
Do you want to try it with your shield, Sam? I'm not sure you got one back since the desert incident.
I've got...
She has a shield,
I have one.
but
It's
not
just-
the same.
It's not the one I made. No, you are. Not the one I made before.
Is it
We-
as stronger? I don't think it is, right?
No, it's not.
No, it's just a shield.
Just
Yeah.
just a normal shield that I picked up at one of the camps, I think, to be honest.
Do
It's
you
just a
want to
bit
try
long
to
one,
deep?
wasn't it?
That's my question. Do you want to try to just get that shield into the forge? Learning how to forge in the process?
Well, maybe
And
it's like- Bowman, would you allow me to actually use it? Or,
Are you a smith?
yeah, I learned an asthma with whatever his name was. I'm not very good with names, I keep forgetting.
Keep forgetting names, but you know how to forge. I get that. The forging, it lets your mind wander. You lose track of time, you lose track of people, you lose track of fingers when you smack them with a hammer.
I was under Avor Stone for forging asthma.
No kidding.
For a long time.
I know him. We did some trading back in the day.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Well, if you're one of his apprentices, aye, by all means, try your hand.
Okay.
He'll step to the side and let you do what you want to do.
Slavic, see if I lose my shield, you owe me a new one.
To be fair, I think we already owe you a new one, so I'm sure they can muster something here.
Okay, I'm gonna go away and do that while these guys all talk to Jack. Try some.
Alright, we'll get to some rolls in a few minutes.
I'm pretty sure Lynn wants to do more talking to Jack.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we're here to plan a war, and I'm pretty sure Slivik is supposed to do the talking about that.
I don't know, someone was too horny for me to just speak. Psh, psh, psh. Yeah, I'm right. So, Boss, Jack, well, you're here, so great news. I think you received our messages, didn't you?
We did, yeah. Why we came. I'm a bit confused though. You want to lay siege to Asmar.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Asmar?
No.
It's huge. It's on the end of a peninsula. While, yes, it would be quite easy to lay siege to it from the land, from sea would be much harder. And then, of course, even if you were able to blockade the entire peninsula, the Shadow Lords have so many magic users they could just go in and out as they pleased. No one would go hungry because, well, they would just produce their own food.
It's
think
not really about making a siege of it, but rather have enough distractions so that we can take down the Shadow Lord without anyone being in its close guard. It's not really a siege, it's a diversion.
Now
But it
diversions,
needs to look
distractions, that I can get behind.
You look at siege, because they will need to take it seriously for it to work.
Well, I myself happen to have a number of spies planted around the city. And the word is that the very populace itself are quite fed up with this particular Shadow Lord and her daily arena games. You see, if she can't find a reason for you to be thrown into the arena to fight her, well, they just make one up on the spot. That black god didn't like the way you looked at him. You kicked dirt in that god's direction. People are losing loved ones left and right. Personally, I think the city's a boiling pot ready to boil over.
That's great. Just need a fireball in there, and that's just gonna burst into flames.
Exactly.
Figuratively.
Exactly. What they need is guidance and a reason.
Will a falling Shadow Lord and a death will suffice? You think?
Excuse me, I was choking on a peanut.
Yep.
Please don't kill the DM. Peanut, I mean.
I chewed it up a little better this time. You know, second time round. A fallen shadow lord would be a good result. But if you want the people to rise up and help you create this distraction and overthrow the Black God, I think you're going to have to inspire them somehow. you know, stage a coup, something of that nature. Myself and my spy network would be more than happy to help.
Anything show-offy that comes to mind as you just throw that out?
This is your quest, my friends. I can help you come up with some manpower and get word around to the right people, to the right ears, but we have to know exactly what word we're spreading. What encouragement are you going to give the populace to help them muster themselves, to gird themselves and rise up and throw down the Black Guard?
Who was in charge before the Shadow Lord? Which family?
Neverember. Lord Dumont Neverender. Neverember.
Do we know where he's about now?
He fled the city shortly after the invasion started.
And
But if you're thinking to use the return of Lord Neverember as your rally to war, I would probably choose someone else. He wasn't very popular with the populace. They were actually at first quite happy to see him overthrown, until the Shadow Lord started having her way.
And you mentioned they are fed up with the daily arena butchering. What if we destroy the arena? I think it's a symbol.
The arena has stood in Asmar for almost as long as there's been an Asmar. The Winter Games are held there every year.
How about a Black God headquarter or something?
You want to kiss a Black God? That can be arranged.
What? No. Don't. Oh, God. No. I'm thinking about blowing up one of their headquarters or something. I mean, they have a house where they usually like a place where they go. I mean, they're not
Several.
like private people.
Oh, there are several headquarters all over Asmar.
Yeah, I mean, we could lay fire to those. We just have to be careful because, like, in the way we do it, because we don't want to you know, hurt any other buildings nearby. There's normal people living in those.
Hey Jax, could you not just play a game of whispers? And just put it out there that there's this great group gonna come in and overthrow?
It's...
I mean, there's a lot of renegade groups saying that they're going to overthrow Nithor over the past few years, and nobody really listens to those rumors. There's a lot of them. Nobody manages. They all just go into the arena the next, like, you hear one of those rumors and then 3 weeks later they died in the arena. It's just, we need to give them a reason to believe in us.
But this is coming from Jack and Bass.
You can say that for every rumor. Like, they can just pretend to come from Jax.
And she's got an interesting idea.
You know, maybe they could say that we tamed the Feywild or something like.
Oh, we need something more.
Island.
Well, we could say that we killed a lich, which is true. I even have, like, part of his phylactery here, and I pull up the little vial with the glittering remains of the skull.
We could be the group that brought Bass back. Technically it was male, but you know, one of it. Say it was one of us.
We need something more tangible, something that affects this Shadow Lord more. Something that the populace can see, that you are more than just a thorn in her side.
Who's the
Hmm.
more popular?
Sam, you get a telepathic message like an angel, maybe? I'll look over at you. Say yes or no, but it's your decision.
Sam just stops and just looks at you, and she just goes back to looking at her shoe. You say anything about it then? She gives you the kinda like, who, you or me kinda look.
I just nodded to you like, you.
You know, because according to Sam, you know what I mean, we were exactly the same, you're just too shy about it.
What if... Now hear me out. What if you started raiding and defeating Nilfor's patrols around the outside of Asmar? Those who are trying to extend her territory. What if you were to... Oh, how does the saying go? Thumb your nose in her direction. Defeat her guards and send one back with word of the defeat. Let her know that this mighty group has come against her.
Are we sure that she cares enough for her people that even bothers her the slightest?
Well, I suppose it would depend on the group that you were attacking. Are you going to attack the group that's raising a local village and taking all of its people back to fight in the arena? Or are you raiding one of the supply transfers that's going off to one of the other cities and stealing all of the goods off of it? Become a large enough nuisance, and
If we steal goods, we could redistribute them to the people.
now you do with them what you will, but even the lowly mosquito can become a large enough nuisance that you want to slap it.
That's
We just have to poke her in the right spot, so to speak.
Also, it's not just about getting Nithar's attention. It is also mostly about getting the populace's attention.
Exactly.
So
If we do good for the people, maybe the people come and help us.
yes,
Especially if we've got certain people that Jax knows. You know, maybe they can help influence our popularity. You know, we have been gone for 5 years. Nobody knows who we are.
Should you start becoming a nuisance to the Shadow Lord in this way, my spies would very gladly spread word of your exploits among the populace. We'll start a legend about you. But you need a name. Every great group needs a name. There has to be something that's going to strike fear into your enemies, anger the Shadow Lord. What will we call you?
We might need to think about that one for a bit, Jax.
Yes.
Flynn, you are good with advertising and branding?
And that's it. It's all about branding.
yeah, I mean, I agree. But I've literally been with this group for like a week. Maybe I'll need everybody to chip in on this one, please.
Maybe matching uniforms and catchphrases.
Matching uniforms.
I'm not sure I like that idea.
I might have to pass on that one, Jax. I quite like my armor, thank you.
We're
But
just
that we
spitballing
could,
here.
You know what we could do? We could do like a signature color thing, and then each of us has like one piece of clothing with the signature color. It doesn't have to be like everybody has the same thing, but one of us could have like a hat, and one of us could have boots, and one of us could have like a bag. You know what I mean?
Shirts. You could be the red shirts. No, that's not going to
Well,
strike
shirts are
fear into
pretty,
you.
like, big.
I
You
have
could just-
all of my armor for like years. I'm not really keen on changing that.
Oh, it
Are
could
we
be
really
like a little
talking
piece
about
of.
garments?
Just a little piece of cloth that you can wrap around one of your antlers. It would look so cute.
No.
And you need, it needs to be something fearsome. The black spiders. The deserts.
The other ones are the black guards.
The desert. The desert scorpions of the deadly sting.
The wild ones.
Wild ones? What are you, a bunch of horses?
Yeah, no, that doesn't really work.
I mean, with us, it is a bumpy ride.
I'm sure that it is. And, well, I've had a few bumps along the road myself.
Can we talk, like... I'm just a bit curious. If Neverember, whatever the hell was his name, was disliked, who was preferred by the people? And is that person still alive? I mean, we can attack any kind of convoy or destroy patrols, whatever we like, but if we say we're doing it into restoring actually someone care about, it would just bring way more weight to the party.
Interesting thought. I've been dealing with Asmar for a great many years, and I do know that the mind of the people were to be public elections. Although that didn't happen very often, it was usually whoever had the largest standing army and the most money. Perhaps if you were to say that you were there to free the city for the people. Let the people decide, elect their own leaders.
Are we gonna wage a war on a city, bring us basically an army to the doorstep, ask them to invade their own city, and give it back, and trust us to do so?
My friend, you're looking at it wrong. First, you're never going to raise an army outside of the city. The city's populace is your army. You must inspire them, put fire in their blood, get them to rise up on their own. The old, the sick, the elderly, even the children and the women. They outnumber the Black God 1,000 to 1. But they all live in fear. If you could get the entire city behind you, they could overthrow the Black God in a matter of minutes. But you're going to have to find a way to inspire them to do it.
Let's kill the bitch.
What?
That will be a great outcome. But just killing her will, if you don't inspire the people, what are they going to think? Oh no, this group has come. They've killed our Shadow Lord. They're going to bring the wrath of the other Shadow Lords down upon us. Our city is ruined.
Yes, Livik, you're missing the emotional aspect here. This is the logical outcome, but you gotta add some emotion to this.
To be honest, Livik,
Should I start crying when we fight her, or what exactly do you mean with the emotion?
Sweetie, no. Sweetie, no. The stuff that legends are made of. We're gonna make a legend. This is how you do it.
I think it's more like, so you know, when we do defeat her, Slavik, but we need the people to kill or take over all the Black Guard, because they're not going to just say, oh no, our leader's dead, let's go party. They're going to come and try and kill us. They've been brainwashed by this person.
If you want to
Yes.
fireball the shit out of something, I'm your guy. If you want me to convince someone to do something that needs to be done logically and they need some passion to do so, well, think it for yourself. I'm not the person to teach you that. I know my own limits.
Can't like Flynn just play song and everybody is like, oh yeah, fantastic. Isn't that what he does?
Darling, that's not how it works.
As I said, I think the first thing you need to do is... The first thing you need to do is build your own legend. Make people take notice of you. Not just the Black God, but the populace. if you start disrupting the Shadow Lord's operations, blatantly throwing it in her face that you are the ones that did this, we, the red shirt, desert, scorpion, black, whatever we call ourselves, thumb our nose at you and say, up yours, Shadow Lord.
You know, like that popular story about that elfin archer, Robin Hood. You know?
I mean, for sure we can Robin Hood it, but that's gonna take us 5 freaking months for them to actually notice, and then Gitek will be there by then.
Yeah, we won't be on a tight schedule. That's what I was thinking too.
Your schedule
Even though
may
it's
not
right, we don't have
your
time.
your schedule may not be as tight as you fear. There is still much infighting between the Shadow Lords.
But isn't that the moment when we should attack? When they're not united yet? And if we like take forever to like make our legend and they're united, then we have like a big problem.
Who says take forever? I was talking week, maybe 2. You know, I have a lot of spies, and I can spread word real quick.
And why do we need to do something? Couldn't you just like spread the news without us doing anything and making our way to Asmal?
They're gonna need a proof.
Everybody needs proof.
Who's the person that we're supposed to go Asmar? Would he not, if we took him out, would that not benefit the people? Question mark? Exclamation mark?
You're like talking over to the side of your microphone or something.
Yeah, I can barely understand what Sam's been saying.
No, you're like talking like this.
From
Nobody-
what I
nobody-
understand,
Nobody can hear you.
Who do we need to see in Asma?
No, the person that we were going to go and take the other part of the swords from.
Yes, that's Labyrinth beneath Asma, and that's Halaster Blackcloak.
Okay. Does he have any influence on the city?
Oh no. I will freely tell you out of game. I'm going to metagame for you. You will never get anywhere near Alistair Blackcloak until you take back Asmar.
Fair enough.
Oh.
So Jax is
I got so
offering
extreme.
to help you build your legend. Use his spies and his word of mouth to spread your legend among the people of Asmar. However, you are going to have to do something that really just irks the Shadow Lord. You know, it may take a day, it may take a few weeks. I'm not going to make it take years, obviously. I'm not going to make it take years. We don't have years.
Well, let's Robin Hood this.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's make legends.
Woohoo.
Also, while we are doing that, I mean, if we disguise ourselves, we can always go into Asma during the day and have a look around and spread the legends ourselves as well. But we have to probably go into disguise once our stuff becomes known about us. Just saying.
Oh, that's true. Jax, do you are able to get us papers so we can freely get in and out of Asmar?
Oh, absolutely. Forged papers are my specialty.
Okay.
I have a guy for that. Now, on to other business. What was it like?
You mean in God's home?
You are the first people in written history. Come back. What was it like?
They were just really horny.
It is beautiful up there. They have. It looks like they're right in the night sky. You look around and there's stars. But you are on a floating island, and they have the biggest library. I mean, if you're into that kind of stuff. They also have a lot of funny people. To be fair.
I know a couple of dragons like that.
Oh my god, I know that song.
He just sort of smiles at you. Every legend is based on a grain of truth. Now, what are they doing to keep people out? Or should I say more, what do they do to keep people in?
That is a better question.
It's just really nice there. I don't think anybody wants to leave. They did let us leave. It's just that rarely anybody makes it up there, and if they do, it's so nice they just don't want to go.
This is true.
If we didn't have this quest and everything, I mean, it would have been nice to just stay there, to be honest. But we do have stuff to do, so obviously we came back.
So great need brings you back.
Responsibility, sure.
I am terrified to even try and visit the place. I fear I would be among those who do not return.
Oh, then don't go, please.
Now, how do we go about building your religion? How big of a nuisance do you wish to be to the Shadow Lord?
Yes.
Yes, sounds
Answer
about
is
right.
always.
How about the size? How about as big as, ideally, we didn't need to Robin Hood it.
What are you thinking about?
No, I'm just answering, him.
I happen to know there is a very large shipment of gold being transported to Asmar as we speak. It is heavily guarded by blackguard and wizards.
By land or sea?
By land. It is coming from Needham Molam. And when I say large, I'm speaking half a dragon's horde.
Well, that can be quite a lot then, I guess.
I think that would be a bit of a nuisance that might earn you a smack. But
That's good.
who is attacking this caravan? Who is stealing the Shadow Lord's gold? Every great group must have a name.
I'm working on that, okay?
You might need to give us a wee night to think about that one there, Jax.
And you
Yeah,
have plenty
we
of,
are going to come up with something and we're going to let you know.
you have plenty of time. Now, weren't you going to try and do something with that shield?
I was going to try, see if I can do this thing.
Roll a D100.
Oh, actually, I could have just
Oh, you did something wrong.
Yeah, I know.
You need anti/R. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, that's a really good roll.
And you level 11.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good roll. You follow Bullman's instructions on how to use the forge. There's a sled type device that you pull in and out of the forge, and he shows you how to pull it out and put your shield on it, and then tells you all you have to do is push it back in. You start sliding your shield in. Stop. Just before it goes through the door. Our cat was sitting here licking his tail, knocked something over, and just scared the absolute crap out of himself.
He's giving us sound effects in the background.
You get this feeling of somebody standing beside you. It feels as if someone has their hand on your shoulder. When you look over your shoulder, you don't see anyone. But as hesitant as you were to do this in the first place, suddenly feel yourself bolstered and your nerves are settling. You're like, yeah, I'm a good smith. I've been trained by some of the finest dwarven smiths in the land. I worship a dwarven god. I can do this.
Some big deep breaths.
You shove your shield into the forge, and you watch as this raging white fire wraps around it. You expect it to be melted into a puddle of goo instantly. But it's not. It just sits there. And while you're looking at it, you see in your mind's eye that you're looking at this shield, and you can see each of its individual component parts, what makes it up. The steel of the shield itself, the leather, the buckles, even down to the tiny little rivets that hold everything in place. You can see each individual part of the shield and know how each part functions, which parts are starting to wear and will need repair. And you get a thought in your head that just says, what do you want? Will it to be?
On that note, Sam gets a bit flustered. She started off really good, and she kinda thinks of a nice, sleek, shinier new shield with the emblem and wording and all that down the front of it again, like her old one. And preferably to be a bit stronger.
Okay. You hear these words in your head. It sounds like a it sounds like a dwarven dialect, but it's a language that you don't understand. You suddenly have the urge to start repeating it. And you feel like it's not even your voice, it's a very deep, masculine voice that utters forth from you as you speak. And as you get to the last few sentences, you feel a particular tingle that you've only felt a couple of times over the past few years. These bright golden wings flare from your back, and without even using the tools, you just reach your hand into the forge, grab the tray, and pull it back.
And I don't feel any pain or anything from it.
None whatsoever. Your shield is perfectly cool to the touch. Those parts of leather that we're going to need repair soon look as if they're brand new. It's made out of some sort of shining, glimmering material that reminds you quite a bit of Bullman's new shield. And as you had asked, you have the emblem of Morden emblazed across the front of it. Your shield feels stronger, sturdier, as if it could protect you even better than it did before. And you now have a +1 shield.
Oh, that 1d4 was sad then.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, guys, look at my nice new shiny shield. And she's like,
There we
kind of hopping round to show everybody.
Look at that. Amazing.
So much better than the last one, but yeah,
Wow.
it feels a lot more sturdier as well. I'm really happy with it.
Is it hot when you try to touch it?
I don't think so. I didn't feel it.
Wow. So cool.
It was a really strange experience, though.
Did Moradin speak to you? He's like a smith god, right?
Yeah, but I'm not quite too sure. I did think about it.
You okay?
Yeah. Usually you go there and you have an idea, and this thing is basically it was really strange. It's not an experience I've had like that before. Especially for forging and smithing stuff like that. I'll explain it to you later.
Yeah, please do. Please.
She goes round and she shows everybody. Oh, it's fancy. She's very proud of what's developed from the forge.
Yeah, if I ever need anything forged, I will definitely turn to you. I mean, wow.
I can do not too bad pieces. This is just something extra.
So, while Sam is showing off her sword, Alu... Shield, yeah. Alu... Jax walks up to you, points at the the hilt of Cutter, and says, "That's a Benry blade."
No, nothing apropos the DM I sent you.
No, the sword says nothing.
So it would seem.
That sword has been in my family 3,000 years. Where did you come by it?
How did you lose it?
One of the great weapon masters of the house lost it in a battle somewhere. The sword is malicious. It has a will of its own. And it wishes nothing more. It wishes nothing more than to be wielded by the greatest warrior in the...
You all would have heard Alu genuinely laugh, like genuinely laugh, and he would stop immediately when Jax used the superlatives. That's my answer.
Take great caution, that blade, my friend. For if it finds a warrior better than yourself, it will turn on you.
It has already.
Oh no, it is not. If it had truly turned on you, we wouldn't be having this conversation. May I? He says, holding out his hand.
I'd like to make an insight check before deciding.
Okay, what are you checking for?
Well, precisely what he alluded to. Having greedy people potentially take the sword.
It's not about greed. It is
No,
absolutely.
but you understand what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's. Maybe I didn't make myself understood well enough. It's the sword itself seeks to be wielded by the greatest warrior it can find. If you are fight, if you are, yeah, if you were, yeah, I say if you're fighting somebody, and the sword determines that they're a better warrior than you are, the sword itself could turn on you.
No,
Yeah, I know this is good.
Sorry,
I know this is
sorry,
good.
sorry for this, guys. Sorry for this. But we talked about this, Andy. Yes, I know.
Hmm.
But it's also a sort of legend. So people, especially one whose family would have had it for, in your own words, 3,000 years.
He just wants to know if Jax wants to get
I
the sword.
just want to make a check apropos his intentions, if it is just looking or more.
Ah, okay. I'll go ahead and make your insight check. He seems genuinely uninterested in wielding the blade himself. Just a quick look, and you can see that he seems to be fabulously outfitted himself. But because it is a sword of his family, and he knows the history of the sword itself, he's interested in the existence of the blade and what happened to the last of his family that wielded it.
Okay. As I'm reaching for the blade, I'm just gonna mentally tell Cutter what's happening. Though I'm sure it understands.
It
Or
does
it can hear.
It does understand, and I will send you a message.
What was the name of your family member, Jack?
Please tell me it was Daxter. Okay, so what did I do? So my hand just stops before giving it to him. So wait, let me just. I'm assuming it'd be here.
Yeah.
My hand stops just before. It doesn't seem to like you very much.
Oh no, of course it doesn't. Because it knows that it has no power over me. Come, give it over if you would.
Why does it not have power over you, if I may ask?
don't worry. I will give it back. I have no need for it. I simply wish to ask it a few questions.
Without actually giving it to him, I just maintain the blade where it is. It's horizontal, parallel to the ground, just like presenting the blade, but I understood Cutter didn't want to, but I'm also curious. I'm not gonna force it.
Mm-hmm. Um... Mm-hmm. Sorry, guys, I'm sending him private messages. It's a discussion between himself and the sword.
Yeah, all good.
Sam will just show everybody her new shield.
See? I
You
told
get-
you
you-
the shit was gonna get better.
You get head pats. You did good.
Bass produces a bag of marshmallows from his bag and offers everybody to roast them right over the primordial fire.
Oh, well,
What?
that's
Huh?
Sam's gonna go and speak to Slavic for 2 seconds. If he's there.
Sure, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening.
Do you know the forge has got that big stone thing in the middle of it?
Yeah.
Do you think it can talk to you?
That would be a failure.
Itself?
Sorry, Slavic?
The storm itself?
Yeah. Do you think it could talk to you? I don't want to ask the others because I don't want to look too stupid. But you're a smart person.
I can try to talk to it.
I don't know if you want to talk to it, or have you seen anything like this in your books before?
I mean, I can roll for it, but I'm pretty sure I didn't.
Okay.
You start to hear Slavic speak in Celestial.
No.
Oh, no, no, this is happening.
No, it's not celestial though. Not celestial.
I'm still speaking in Celestial because, is anyone here?
Flynn turns his head back, realizes he's not bent, like, turns back. I'm watching Alu.
My back is to you.
I don't know about Tormund.
Yeah, I'm standing behind you watching Jax's reaction as well.
You watch as Jax narrows his eyes and simply says, "Give it over."
Do I need to make a save? Is he casting something
Yeah,
at me?
do I sense magic being cast in here?
No, he's not casting anything. He's just telling you.
Through gritted teeth, he would. He and the king would hear, "I'm trying."
I see. Gazid has its claws deep into you already. Very well. If you cannot give it over, I will take it if I must.
Slavic, get over here. Just in case.
Well, he's a ways away.
Hello. What do you want me to do?
The sword is
Rarely.
still compelling you.
Yes, so I don't have agency, so I will be a DMPC until you tell
Oh.
me not.
With your failure, the sword is compelling you to attack.
Yes, thank you very much. Ah.
This is going so great, guys.
Second attack.
Oh no, no! Right after the first attack, you get body morphed.
Well,
So-
I guess that's up to the DM to decide.
But
True,
does the
but
sword get polymorphed with him? No,
Yeah.
Oh.
it does.
Sure, where's Jax's wand? He doesn't have his wand on him. For some
but
reason
you're
he's
right, Meerkat. It's up to the DM, but the trigger is you attack someone. So
So, Andy, I
Uh,
sent you a couple
hang
of
on.
things, right?
Mm-hmm. I see it.
Okay.
Oh, I don't have it. That's why. So, Jax's normal way of defending himself from you would simply be to hit you with a wand, which I don't seem to have. Give me 2 seconds to pull this wand up.
Okay, Slavic, since we're discussing what's happening, just before this is happening, obviously.
Yeah, because technically this is happening while you and Sam are talking.
Kinda talking.
yeah, but
Yeah, I
Flynn-
tried to call them over, but
Yeah.
you can say that it didn't work. It's fine. I did try.
Sure.
That's my
That's
point.
fine.
Well, to be honest, there's a good chance that Slavic probably stopped mid-conversation if he seen that Alu was happening, or what was happening
Yeah.
with Alu. So, you know,
We'll let the DM decide.
Okay. Let's see. So his normal weapon of defense is this one. Let's see what. Not. Huh.
I think I know what this is. Yep. Yep.
Why he doesn't actually have it in his inventory right now, I don't know. So make a range attack roll against the target with a bonus equal to your spellcasting modifier. Mm-hmm. So right, so his attack with it would be 1d20 plus 5 that he does as a reaction. Which I believe
Right.
actually actually hits your armor class.
Well, can I use a reaction while attacking?
How are you going to react?
Can you even use a
Shield.
reaction to a reaction? Because, like,
Yes, you
this
can
was his
counter
reaction?
spell and counter spell.
Oh,
So
right.
yes.
Yeah, you can counterspell a counterspell, yes.
So can I shield his against his thing?
Well, you were in the middle of your attack action. You got one of your 2 attacks out. So, I'm going to say no.
Okay.
Because you were in the middle of your attack. You were in the middle of your attack action.
Yep, then it hits.
However, you hit him as well.
Oh.
You just hit him. But you didn't need to attack again. You had already attacked and done your damage.
Oh.
But
Oh.
Your first attack did hit him, and as your first attack hit him, he hit you with the wand, which actually blasted you backwards, and you are now stuck to that wall with this dwarf out of the way.
Oh
So-
shit! Oh no! And I'll cast Healing Word on Jax. I am so sorry. We should have expected that.
So you are
Oh, it doesn't. It on the thing you created. It doesn't say I'm repelled.
it's supposed to. It's supposed to be able to knock you back into. I think it's supposed to be able to knock you back 30 feet into any
Okay.
solid object.
Okay.
But you are currently restrained against the wall. Jax walks up right next to you, apologizes profusely. He's sorry that it was reduced to this, and pries cutter from your hand. You watch the sword in amazement as it literally vibrates in his hand, trying to get away from Jax. He just smiles and watches his knuckles whiten. He grips it a little tighter. The hilt of the sword reshapes itself into the shape of a mushroom while Jax is holding it. He just sort of laughs at the blade, puts it back in the sheath on your side, and says, "Here, I'll get you free." And starts using a vial of some sort of liquid to dissolve the goo that's wrapped around you. I am sorry about that. As I say, the sword itself can be quite misleading.
Do I
He
still
did get
have
the Healing
agency?
Word.
Yeah, Cutter kind of lost its will over you the minute that Jax took it away.
What did you do?
Oh, I simply asked it a few questions, and when it refused to answer, I bent it to my will. What could be sillier than a sword with a hilt that looks like a mushroom? Oh, embarrassing for the sword as well. It will reshape itself to whatever liking you prefer the next time you pull it. But it seems that my great-great-great-nephew, who was the last to wield this blade, lost it in a fight with a grey dwarf. It seems to have gone through the hands of 4 or 5 others before being lost for some time in an underground treasury, where it seems that it fell upon you.
Yeah.
The blade-
that's right.
The blade is yours. Do with it as you please. If you wish to be rid of it, I will rid you of it. If you wish to continue to use it, do so with caution, and remember my warning. If it finds a superior fighter, a superior wielder, one that it thinks that it can truly dominate and bend to its will, it will turn on you.
I don't reply. I'm just pensive.
He finishes getting you free. Now, let us work on building the legend of whoever you decide to be. I will contact my eyes and ears in and around Asmar and find out where this shipment of gold is. And then together we'll take it. But remember, we need to leave some of the Black God alive to spread your tale.
Would you be able to lend me that wand if I give you one? It could be quite helpful to immobilize one of the guards while we kill the others. Couldn't witness it all.
This wand.
Yes.
Hmm.
I have a
This-
very convincing one.
This is one of my favorite wands. He pulls open his jacket, and you see on the inside of his jacket about 12 different wands lined up in the lining in their own little sleeves. One empty space where this wand goes. I might be able to get you one of your own.
Oh,
Let me ask a few people. They're not very easy to come by. They are drow made, by the way.
it looked like it by the way of it.
As you can see, quite effective.
Indeed.
Now, who wants some food, a rest, and drink? Hear Bowman go, "I drink!" He closes his eyes, puts his hand behind his shield, and pulls out a big mug of ale. Best shield ever!
Sounds like a plan, actually. Because I don't think we've rested since we came here. Did we rest when we came here?
You have not rested since you got here, no. You guys made it down the mountain late in the evening, made your way in, spoke to the king, went off to talk to Gullivelli, and then made your way to the forge where you see the primordial heart. And now you guys actually need some time to talk among yourselves and figure out what exactly you want to do. I know you're going to attack the shipment of gold, but I'm not going to hold your hand and tell you this is how you do it or anything. You guys need to decide how you want to go about this. Jax will offer you aid, of course, and give you little bits of guidance on how to increase the legend of the misfits or whatever you want to call yourselves.
Again, so the gold is being transported from where to where?
From Needham Mullum to Asmar.
And who shipped it? Like, who was the origin of this money, this gold?
Doesn't matter. It's being guarded by the Black Guard, and it's
And
for
he
the Shadow Lords. So the only thing Jax cares about is that the Shadow Lord doesn't get it.
Wondering what she needs all that gold for. Okay.
Could have came from one of the others, like from Witch or Orleans. You never know. They all go through Niedermullen.
Yeah, but Niedermollen is not controlled by the Shadow Lords. So how?
And I'm just wondering what she wants to do with it. Like that's a lot of gold. Like, what? She's basically a barbarian. What's she going to do with all that gold?
Hire a man, probably.
Armies aren't cheap. They don't fight because you say so. They fight because you pay them to fight.
That's what I heard too.
Good point. Do we know when the transport will take place? Like, on which day? So we could technically intercept it anywhere.
Jax is working on that information as we speak.
Great. So we are going to have a travel around. Where do you think we should intercept it? There's a whole, like, There's a whole forest, but they're probably going to take the road.
There is a road and there is a forest. You
Yeah, but
actually
which one-
have you actually have one among your group who know that forest quite well.
That is true. I know one or another spot there. Yeah.
Do you
Some
think?
would say. Yeah.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
I was just going to ask you if you think they would want to transport this much gold through the woods. Is there even like a path?
There isn't like a clear path, but it is, if I would say, the safest way to go from Niedermalm to Asmar.
Hmm.
That my family takes care of. That it's safe.
But they do have a lot of people with them, so maybe they think they are safe and are taking the road for, making it easier.
They are most likely to take the road. It's going to be the clearest path and the the most direct route.
Do you think we could get them like close to Nilsche, like that part of the road? Because we
To
are
be honest,
all there, and yeah, sorry.
we would, to be honest, if we're coming from the Grey Halls and go through Shadowvale, you could be at that intersection. There's Nishal and his Helon.
The fork in the road.
There's a place there that you can rest on. I did rest there before. Plus, you'll have any guards from Shadowvale. I just
So
don't know how
you
close that would.
you think of getting them while they're resting and possibly sleeping, not on the alert.
It could be a suggestion, yes. You know, why not? If half of them are sleeping or poisoning that while they're sleeping, we have some stealthy people here. She glances over at Evandel.
I'm not there.
Wait, where's Evan? Where's Omir as we're speaking about stealthy people in the woods?
Yeah, Tormir's stealthy in the woods, but thought if you want to do something else, we have other stealthy people here too.
Evandal is so stealthy, he has appeared in my other campaign.
What?
More than one time.
More than once.
I was about to say that.
He's rolled a couple of natural 31s on his stealth checks.
But once again, we need to see how long it's going to take them to get you there, and where we would probably be best to intercept as well.
Okay, for the sake of you guys planning next week, or planning for next week, Jax will be able to find out later that the shipment is leaving Needham Mullum in the next 2 to 3 days, and that it is a 7-day journey from Needham Mullum to Asmar, mostly because these guys drive their horses like they don't care about them.
And how long from the Grey House until Nilf Hill, more or less?
Let's see here. Well, it's a 2-day walk to Shadowvale.
Uh, 510 miles from Niedermüller to Asmar. I'll say it again, I like to repeat myself sometimes.
Yep, and you're about 500 miles from Nilshield, according to my map. But So from the Seat of the Gods to Shadowvale is about a 2-day walk. And then from Shadowvale to Nilsil, we can't really go off the scale of the map because it's not completely accurate. But we're gonna say that Evandal and Tormir for a
We've
fact
gone before.
would know that it's another 4 days at least to get to Nilsil if you travel hard.
But then
Yeah.
Gulavani might be able to drop us off a wee bit down the road. You know, I'm pretty sure
Well, what
he's
if
been
we
on the road
take?
for a few times.
What if we get horses in Shadowvale?
Then it halves the time. Horses basically
Can
have any
everyone
travel
ride
time.
the horse?
I mean, you just have to sit on it, right?
Make an animal handling check.
Wait, right now?
No, 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 no.
No,
I want to see
no,
that.
it's a joke.
I want to see that. But we can get a chariot or anything, a wagon. Might be possible.
Yeah, that'll look real menacing with a cart.
With your
Although
studded
it would probably be better if we all learned to ride a horse.
with your studded cart and your 2 oxen pulling it. Halt in the name of the melancholy misfits. Alright, well, guys, I think it was a pretty productive session.
For sure.
Was the lily done?
Sure, we can take care of that before we go.
Right, just let me know how much money I spent on this shit.
Let's say 20 gold total, because you weren't actually asking for a lot.
Okay, thanks.
Before we leave the forge, Sam's going to speak to Bowman.
I know you're talking to me, but talk to me into the microphone.
He's going
No, I don't.
She's going to speak to Bowman and say that she met one of his group of people that he had sent up to the cloud cover,
Uh-huh.
and sadly most of them died, but he was taken up and healed, and he's sorry but he's not going to return, but he is safe.
Okay, I was wondering if you'd remember about that or not.
Yeah.
It's been a couple of weeks.
She's just going to mention it to him when they were over talking at the forge and stuff like that, and whatever that is again.
Okay, he's very happy to hear it, and once you explain to him a little bit about God's Home, he's quite understanding about why he wouldn't want to come back. He would want to stay there. So, Flynn, what did you actually want to do?
Yeah, do that shopping, and then I was also going to ask Jax a few questions if he's even available tonight, but I'm thinking he's probably busy.
Jax is always available to you.
Oh, great. Well, I'm going to basically take out my. I'll make sure that nobody else is in the room and take out my papers and ask him. Well, you do have a guy for this, but do you think these are like? Do you think they'll take them like this?
Which
Do you think
papers?
I obviously the false ones. I tried to get a good guy for it, but it was really hard. Like you know.
He tells you normally, yes, these are perfectly acceptable. However, the Shadow Lord has instated her own form of passage through the city, and depending on who you are, your occupation, things of that nature, determines what level of freedom you have in the city. Hence the new papers allowing you passage to certain places.
Right, but would a bard technically have access to taverns?
Everyone has access to taverns. It's more who can go to the library, or who can visit what church, or who can walk the streets after dark.
Yeah, probably not gonna be able to do that.
There are other ways to move about the city without walking on the streets.
That's true. Another thing. With some of the gods, I was never quite sure, but do you think they're doing it like because they believe in what they do, or do you think they're being forced by some magical means or whatever?
The Black God.
Yeah.
Of course they're being forced. By gold. Greed. This is why I suggested stealing this gold. Now, steal is such a harsh word. Relocating. This is why I've suggested relocating this gold. If we relocate a north of the Shadow Girl's gold, she can't pay her army. Her army becomes irritated with her.
There is another place that comes to mind that we could potentially sack. It would be a bit more difficult. Right outside the city. Talking people clothed in white. Nobody returns. You know the one.
I do.
Do you think that would be
I'm
doing
not
any-
sure.
Do you think the populace would not care because they, like, don't know? I don't know.
I don't think it would have quite as much of the impact you think. On certain people, yes.
Good point. Not gonna do that. Thank you so much. Well, it was really lovely to meet you. I'm still yes, I'm still hoping to make it to your tavern one day. I've heard so many things about it.
Huh.
Really hoping to perform there one day if you let me.
Stick with me, my friend. I'll introduce you to my dragon friends.
Oh my god, you are still friends with them?
Sisters, of course.
Okay, sure. I'm a professional. And it's
They're always looking for new experiences.
Yeah, great. They sound so charming.
Trust me, they're completely terrifying. You don't satisfy them, they threaten to eat you.
Oh, great.
Like, literally eat you.
Help.
But they're harmless.
They are?
Of course they are. It's all for show. Just don't let them know you know it.
Oh no, of course not. They are still terrifying, even like.
They really
Yeah.
are. Do you know, I had one of them so urgent to make my acquaintance, she threw me over her shoulder and carried me off.
With anybody else, I would not think that you would let them, but yeah, I can kind of imagine it.
Alas, I was in such great distress
Oh
For-
no! What?
at least 3 days.
Oh dear. This is a very harsh change of subject, but do you think Khaziit will be a problem?
If your friend is strong of will, strong of mind,
Oh, he
No.
is. He's definitely.
No, not particularly. The sword is malicious. It compelled him to attack me because, well, it fears me. Mostly because it knows it can't dominate me. It can't use me the way it will use its normal wielder.
Why does it not want to do that? You're a great warrior.
Because I won't let it. And it knows it.
How?
Could
is the
somebody?
question.
Do you think potentially he could learn to use it, like to still utilize it, but master it like you do, but still use its power? Is that possible?
Of course.
Just enough strength of will. Well, I'm sure he'll be able to do that. He's great. But I probably have to leave you to your business. But thank you so much for all your advice and your help. And we will come up with the most amazing name and the most amazing legends. And I hope to see you again. And I hope to see you at my performance the next few days. I will do one while we're here. You know, get some tips and stuff.
No tips from me.
I'm not asking you for any.
I'm quite sure your performances are great without any of my advice.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it needs it. It's just more like I'm basically broken. I need money, but I'm not going to ask you for that. That's the dwarf's responsibility. Gonna have a little fun.
Well, my friend, should I see you performing, I will guarantee you your cup will never run dry.
I am honored. And I will wink at him and excuse myself and walk.
Okay, well, unless there's anything else for tonight, I think we're going to call it a session, and I'm going to go to bed because I have to be up for work in like 5 hours.
Yeah. I have a few things, but we can do that next week.
If they're going to be quick, it's absolutely fine. We can take care of it now.
Probably not. No, probably not.
Probably not. Okay. All right.
Cool.
I'm sure you wish to know how Jax bent the sword to his own will, and
Yep.
Well, let's see next session.
yep.
Yep.
All right. There's, I'll let it slip and let you guys think about it. There is one person. There is one person in your group that the sword would have absolutely no control over because they're protected from it.
Yeah.
Ghost.
We know.
Actually, it could be Sam. She's got like the god thing going on.
Maybe.
All right, guys. Well,
Alright.
we're gonna
It's
call
just
it a.
Totally
We're gonna-
didn't expect.
We're gonna call it a session there. We're gonna say thank you to everybody who's tuned in on Twitch. I know a few people have been bouncing in and out and things of that nature. But we're gonna call it a session. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna get up in 5 hours for work. Until then, we will see you all next week. Please feel free to discuss among yourselves either in Discord where I can see it or in private messages where I can't see it, whatever you wish, to make plans and try and come up with how you're going to go about making this name for yourself that's just going to irritate the absolute piss out of the Shadow Lord and maybe get the populace of Asmar on your side wanting to rise up and join you in overthrowing her and her forces. Until then, good night, Twitch. Good night to everybody else, and we will see you next week.
Bye, Twitch. Night.
Bye.